Wallace on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. And it goes a little something like this.
Welcome to the Larry Wallace. Let's take a walk with me. I'm here live here, the Coyote Man Show Network, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Special guest, Christine Flowers. Everyone know her. She is the
Do you get to give your own self a round of applause?
It's already there.
For real?
Yeah, you are the homeless advocate for Baltimore City. You know, Christine Flowers, you're going to have to tell everybody in the world what's going on, how you got started as far as helping the homeless people in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. You just help homeless people everywhere. Give us the formula.
So, like, I think we probably both know the formula. The best formula of all is love. And I always got to start with that. Like, this is mad love right here. You know, just being here now and being able to, you know, hang out and taking a walk with Larry.
That's right.
You know, we done had taxi talk with Larry.
Yeah.
You know.
Now
Have you sung your other song over here?
Taxi Talk Radio?
Yeah. You never.
Not yet.
You just got a whole new intro song over here.
That's coming up.
Wow, coming up soon.
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting to know. So yes, congrats for this because
Thank you.
you know what we do in Baltimore City, and I say we, Larry, because you definitely always was an original part of. You know, we kicked off March the 7th, 2013.
Yeah.
I don't think people can even. I don't think people can even Google that date and not see.
March
you know,
16. That's 2013.
Yep, 2013. It definitely started. It definitely started there. I truly feel like God just planted the seed for people to become more aware of humanitarian issues like homelessness. I truly think just God was just in the mix of everything. So it's never a discouragement nor a disappointment to know that you're on assignment. Like, you know, Baltimore City is our assignment.
That's right. Amen.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you can remember, if you can take it back to the folks out there in the world, in the universe.
In the universe.
They let them know what happened in
like,
Baltimore.
shout out to Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah, shout out to Nigeria. It's Roku now, right? Roka's in Nigeria TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's international, but you stepping up.
Yeah, you know.
You came from across the street to over here.
Let's give me some high five on that one. Yeah.
You stepping up in the world.
So, you know, it was like what happened to me, and I, you know, been with you ever since. You touched me when you helped. Well, how many people down on I-83, downtown Baltimore? They was like where the jail was at. It was like what, 15 tents? It
was 15. Originally, that was our first encampment. That was my first time engaging in an encampment because, you know, what we knew about, you know, homeless individuals from East Baltimore was Bojack's Park. You know, when you see, we used to call them hobo.
Park.
Yeah, Bojack's Parks. East. You don't know about East Side.
Nah.
Oh, well, you
Well,
kind
I know about Northeast.
I don't think you know too much about North. You know enough about East Side because we came up a little bit.
Okay.
But you know what we knew about homeless individuals, we used to throw rocks under this bridge at Bojack's Park because we thought they was like hobos. Yeah, we didn't know that they were homeless. Yes, now I feel like I'm more consciously aware. Breaking news. Man, my bro, we was bad when we used to see
homeless people.
They called them hobos, Larry. They was under the bridge, and we didn't know that they were living under there. We didn't know all the details of homelessness. People just called them hobos that lived under the bridge. So we would go and play and throw stuff at them, and we'd run because people
Miss
would tell us
Flowers.
stories that they'd kidnap you and take you under the bridge,
Miss Flowers.
and now I'm living under the bridge with them at.
Wow. So, how did your heart pour out? Now, when my heart poured out when I was working with you, and I continue working with you, and I continue my heart. Because if you
And
keep
that's something you always say, Larry. Like you said,
if you keep doing something,
somebody
your
do
heart
something
gonna get
around you, it'll weigh off on you,
Yeah.
and it'll convict you to get in touch with your humanitarian side, and that's something that I always heard you say. Like, I get this from being around Miss Flowers. That's the whole point of an assignment in life is, have followers and individuals to understand that, what we see as homelessness is a way individuals live their lives. Like, they live their lives in a tent or under a bridge or in a remote wooded area. So we've seen them living their day-to-day lives, things that we have taken for granted in life. These individuals have become accustomed to sleeping in a tent or sleeping in the wood, And to me, that just feel like a hopeless situation when you living in a society and you can just go live in the woods for years and no hope. Like, it's hard.
I see myself. I'm afraid to sleep out there with rats and maybe bears or giraffe, anything.
You don't know what might come in the woods.
Yeah. So, did you ever talk to the homeless people and see how they feel, how they live in nature?
Well, it's always a conversation with them. Every day is never a dull moment because they live their lives similar to the way they have become accustomed to. I mean, a lot of people may see homeless individuals as dirty or nasty, but I've lived outside and under the bridge with homeless individuals where you got 3 bottles of water, you got your bar of soap, you got your washcloth. They walking off in the corner like they going to a 5-star shower,
Yeah.
and you see the way that they learn to maintain themselves outside.
So did you ever ask them, is that rock bottom with them? Like rock bottom, like living in the streets with me, it'd be rock bottom. So basically they can't go down no more because they already too. So basically give us some success stories of some homeless people that, was at rock bottom at their lowest. And can you give us some success stories about some of them?
One thing I say, all homeless individuals have different circumstances and different situations, and they're not always looking for a hand out. They're looking for a hand up back in society, a hand back up into their family or on the path with their family. They need the patience. They need the love. They need the things that God has equipped and empowered some of us with. Some of us know what love is. We know how to love, or we know how to, respect any entity, whether it's homeless, whether they're living in a White House. Like, they just want to be seen like everyday individuals. And sometimes the things that cause this difference, whether it's their mental illnesses, whether it's the traumatizing experiences that they've had in life, they deserve the same thing that we do.
Right.
So
basically, you've been doing this for 13 years, and we want to say about the financial part, as far as, you've been kicking out your own money. You've been trying to get different mayors who've been running for Baltimore City to help and pitch in. Tell us about the downfall and no people helping and just you and some folks kicking out money, because
I just think I have learned over these years of engaging and, making different attempts and, going into different situations, probably being hopeful that we could have a unite front. We could really have a city in our surrounding counties where we don't have to see homelessness, people sleeping on bus stops and women. And we shouldn't have to see that in a country to where, like, we're one of the wealthiest countries there is. You know, we are inviting and welcoming to other different cultures. So we need to be able to have that level of love for home, for individuals that we know that are struggling. And a lot of people struggle in silence with about to be homeless. You know, if you got an eviction notice today, you about to be homeless. Uh-oh. You know, if you on somebody's couch and living in a basement and somebody got to let you in when you come home from work, you homeless. You know, you living on somebody else's time.
If you're not on a lease.
You ain't on a lease, yeah. You know? Yeah. So, you know, homelessness hit people in so many different ways. But like you say, how do they consider it rock bottom? Like when you do have other things added on to being homeless. Like if you have a substance abuse issue, if you suffer with mental illness, if you have different addictions. And that's the biggest thing with Baltimore City is we have to put that type of consulting component in place because everybody's situation is so different and unique that we can't sit around and assume, oh, that person a bum, or like we assume, oh, they hobos. Right. You know, we can't assume that and not even have a conversation or no type of dialogue or understanding what hard times may look like. Some people are unrelatable to what homelessness look like.
You know, I always said this, right? You know, it might be more, but I'm going to say mental illness, you can end up homeless, you know, because if you on the streets and don't have your medicine and you wandering off, you can become homeless. Mm-hmm. Addiction, like you said, you know, you can become homeless. And then hardship.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Like I became homeless, like, because we paid our rent late about 3 times or 5 times. Mm-hmm. So the landlord wouldn't renew our lease. Yep. So they evict us. Mm-hmm. So when we got evicted, we was homeless. So
it was your situation was like circumstances of convenience for that landlord to either, you know, do what landlords are doing now, jacking up the rental properties and making it unbearable for individuals to either be able to sustain themselves. I mean, I found something very humorous. Even it was something on a commercial, or it might have been on TV, and the young man was talking about their toll tickets. He said, "We got $3,000 worth of toll tickets, and if we don't get some help, we're going to be homeless."
Oh yeah.
Like some people live with an idea or thought. One crisis can make you homeless.
Right.
Like the best thing that God could have going for you is if you got family or individuals that will embrace you or take you in, or if you're like some people, they're homeless and don't want to go to certain family members.
Right.
You know, I had a homeless man that told me before, you know, he homeless, but his mother takes care of his daughter. So he said he's not going home and sleep on his mother that's already taking the burden of his daughter.
Right.
And he lived in a tent. So we can't look at individuals and assume, you know, we're dealing with a young lady right now. She have college degrees. You know, we've had every story.
You're dealing with a young lady with a college degree. Tell us how she became homeless with a college degree.
Because once she got out of college, she was not able to retain a job in her degree, and she was living off of tuition money that they was giving her, and she was managing it, and people was helping her. So once that money ran low, she became homeless. I mean, she was homeless as recent as in the doorway of Greenmount Avenue in Baltimore City.
I
homeless.
saw that, and you went and picked her up.
Yeah,
she had 2 dogs.
Yep. You know, her circumstances was very unique, and it was an emergency, and that's where we as advocates, we have to push, you know, and continue to fight to change the policies and to change the procedures on how they handle and deal with our most vulnerable population, our homeless individuals.
Now, how many mayors, since you've been helping the homeless people? 13 years, right? 13 years. So mayors is what? 4 years apiece, maybe.
Well, we had 2 partial mayors, so basically it's been
4 mayors.
1, 2, 3. I'm on my 4th
right.
knowledge mayor. Of mayor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say knowledge because I wasn't into the knowledge nor interest in political entities at all.
I want to know, have you received any help from any of the mayors that have been in Baltimore City, and how you establish, man, how you keep going, helping and keep putting grants in, and your grants is being denied, and you're doing an outstanding job for the community in the city of Baltimore. Can you elaborate on what's happening with any funding, any mayors?
Well, one of the things I learned in this journey, Larry, is, I found ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I found some rewarding things in this journey. So I can't really regret some of the obstacles or some of the limitations that I've had to engage and deal with. And, our city is very territorial. Baltimore is very, very closely knitted, territorial city. And when it comes to political interests, sometimes it's to each his own. They look out for their own.
Wow.
So I try to look at it and just understand my purpose of ministry now. Like, God has given me a ministry at this. He has given me a platform to be here, to be on, to be able to speak this situation and be able to speak it like a Proverbs 31:9 woman, like boldly and freely without the gags to say what's happening in our city.
Is homeless ever going to end?
Homelessness definitely can end. Homelessness have ended in other places that focused on creative and developing unique ways, whether it was tiny houses, like you have cities like when it was in Utah, and they put so many things in place for the unsheltered homeless individuals. Baltimore City, we have to start looking at it as it's really not an option when we know the means and the resources is in our city and in our county to end something that is so inhumane and so traumatizing, not only to men and women. We have homeless children. We have homeless seniors. We have homeless individuals attending college and going to school. So it's like it's really like an epidemic of it.
I want you to take a walk to California with me, because you sent me to LA one day.
Hey, Skid Row.
I went up there, and it's Skid Row up there. So let's talk about Skid Row so we can try to get Baltimore City to see the difference. Now, when I went out there at Skid Row, they have showers on corners.
Yeah.
They have toilets, bathrooms,
and
all
so
that.
Do you realize they
don't
started
have that here in Baltimore City?
And you know what, Larry? And I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that we do as a network is manage encampments. Mm-hmm. We manage some of the areas where we get unsheltered homeless people at, because the same reason you mentioned, they have to be accommodated where they're at.
Right.
So a lot of times in Baltimore City, you may see where we put up an encampment somewhere, even in front of City Hall on numerous occasions, because, when you have people on the streets, we still have to accommodate them. You see what you just said?
No showers.
But our city will look at, like, you could go to California.
In LA,
they have bathrooms on the corner. They have water stalls. Because they know they have, for environmental.
Fire hydrants, they wash up, they turn it on, they wash up.
For environmental reasons alone, they have these things in place because they know they have hundreds and hundreds of homeless individuals right there accommodating them. But here in Baltimore City and the surrounding counties, it's very challenging to get our local city officials to understand we still have to accommodate the homeless community.
Right.
I
remember when you was right down here under the bridge, and and you got them potty, what do they call them? Potty.
We got potty chairs. We got things that we know.
People have to go to
there
bathroom.
You go. Like, yes, and that's where.
If they don't have that, they're going to be outside
They're
doing
gonna
it.
be like Nigeria.
What you mean?
Everybody
like
just go to the bathroom anywhere.
That's how they do.
They don't have
is there homeless
enough.
people in Nigeria?
You just live in Nigeria, Larry. It's
No,
90.
so I
It's
don't
90
know.
and 100 degrees every day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is
So
it, do you see homeless people in Nigeria?
you do have homelessness in Nigeria.
Because you know what? We're gonna take a walk to Nigeria too.
Wow.
Now you went all the way out Nigeria. So tell us about what you did out there for Nigeria, because the president, somebody gave you a
certificate. Yes. You know that's another part of the journey. That's why
Let's talk about Nigeria.
That's an amazing part of the journey, to be able to travel and been in Nigeria, the motherland, experiencing just some of the culture and seeing the things that God allowed me to see had to be a part of my journey. It had to be a part of what I needed to learn, what I needed to understand. So I truly believe,
between
like
Baltimore City and Nigeria.
It's a great big difference.
Is it different?
It's an amazing difference. Some of the same political barriers and some of the same political challenges afflicts this country, day in and day out. They have different ways of dealing with challenges every day. And, it's deadly. It's deadly over there as well. That's not nothing to say that lightly, because, I've been there for scars. I've been there for times when, you got people just really trying to survive, So it's a whole different experience in life. It's a whole different growth experience. It's a whole different understanding of humanity. I used to listen to people talk about Africa and Nigeria, and I used to be like, it's totally different if you've never been there. It's a life-changing experience.
So the president of the United States here in the United States, and the president in Nigeria, right? So what you want to tell the presidents in both? How they can help out the homeless people or the people. Give them a solution.
They have to have a solution for engaging and love and understanding that individuals don't deserve to sleep on streets and buses and benches. Like, we have to know that God is not pleased, just to know that, we're in a culture and a time now when everyone, they aim to be prosperous. They work. We got interfaith community. We got so many strong resources that can pull together and have a united front and really work. So I think anything, even like here in Baltimore, like our politicians, they have a different purpose than our bishops and our preachers and our pastors and our ministers. Their purpose should be different, so we got to kind of create and develop what we need, even from out of our interfaith community. So they have to rely more on that clergy side to have solutions for humanitarian issues such as homelessness. I don't think homelessness is going to get solved. Oh, I ain't tell you the name of my new book, did I lie?
That's what I want to know.
It's Behind the Walls of City Hall.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Yeah, Behind the Walls of City Hall.
The City Hall here in Baltimore City?
Behind the Walls of City Hall.
That's a new book.
I'm about to get my book rolling.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me
if somebody try to take the pattern, I'm going to have to figure Behind the Walls of City Hall.
Well, let me pay some bills and we're going to come back.
Pay some bills around here, because they've been paying a lot of bills on our
time. That dial. We'll be right back.
Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. And it goes a little something like this.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the Coyote Man Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Wow, they got a hand clap.
That's right, y'all.
Oh, and then you would have told me I would have heard the hand clap.
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Larry Wallace Show. Let's take a walk.
You told me.
Also, the Coyote Man Show Network. We here on Roku TV and also Amazon Fire TV. Special guest with us is Christine Flowers. She is the advocate for the homeless in Baltimore City, in Baltimore County. Let's give it around to Christine Flowers. Go ahead, Christine.
I like it better. I can hear you.
Yeah.
But yes, awesome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back, like,
You know,
this is really like in the groove of things. TV.
Yeah.
Live. It's better than live.
All we in Nigeria.
Let's
give a shout out to them. You know, Christine, we need to let the universe know, hey, we here for you. We here for the homelessness. You know, we want some changes. We also need people to help you because, look, we got to go to the president of the United States now because the city, the government, the councilman, people forgetting about you. You doing all the work. You digging in your
like
pockets.
we just have as community leaders.
Help.
As community leaders and activists,
How can we help?
we learn to understand
President
that the purpose is God's. Like God is going to do.
God is good.
He gonna make a way. Everything is gonna come
I'll
to.
get ready to tell it all right now, Ms. Flowers. I'll get ready to tell it. You know, early today, right? You said that you put homeless people in hotels. You some other stuff. You ran low on funds. I mean, you keep running out. Now, if you had help with the city or the government, what can you do more? Let us know.
Everything that we do more of now, everybody, we are definitely in the community, everyone helps where they can help at. Our supporters in a lot of ways definitely sustain some of the initiatives. Like I'm so serious. Like God definitely does his work with us. Like we are able to do what we do 365. I don't care if it's deliver a meal. I don't care if it's to take bus fare or bus passes. Even when we always available to meet the needs of our community. So guess what?
We gotta help.
You know what I keep saying a lot of times? The community do it. Like we really just have to get things in decency and order. And that's why now, what we're working on now is being able to do some of the things that we're doing in the community.
Right.
Like the things that we need to do in the community, whether it's to make sure that individuals that are unsheltered, that they at least have a safe haven or a tent or somewhere to get warm or get their food.
Right.
Like we can't, yes, it's a financial need to expand and do greater, but God keeps us at the point of management of things, because it's like Obama said before, and one of his preachers, he was like, small businesses doing big things. Like the work we do in the city, you know, God is going to reward every effort that is made, because it's all about planting seeds and saving lives. Like some of the stuff we go to do, I can't sit back and say what a price the city can put on this. Mm-hmm. You know, but can there be more accountability within our city? No, yes, it can. Can there be more of an effort and a collaboration?
What?
And a partnership.
How much they offer you?
You talking about the $700?
Yeah, $700. Now, you've been doing this for 13 years.
You still remember the $700 offer?
$700 do for the homeless people?
You still.
I mean, look, Baltimore City, how much money did Baltimore City get this year to help the homeless?
Part of the Opera Rescue money, it was $90.4 million appointed to the mayor's office of homeless services.
They received
to do some expanding and doing things.
What, $90.4
million of ARPA. That's the offer.
You $700 out of $90.4 million. That come on, I just don't understand. Mm-hmm. How much, if they would have gave you, how much you could have put a dent in getting the homeless people off the streets in Baltimore City?
We always do, but what we looking at, what I look at the most, Larry, is some of the things that we're doing
you
currently.
Still didn't tell me how much you
just
if
like
you
listen.
Would have had a what? Because the president want to help.
The president watching. Yeah. Now that the president watching, we just need to tell him to send us a couple of mils so we can just shut it down.
Now how? What's your information? Put your information out there, because
Larry say the president watching. I know that's right.
What is your
information?
The
president is watching. We are, listen, like, we are definitely always open, you know, for donations and support. You know, like I said, our strength relies a lot on the community.
The president,
and we know that the president, Larry say the president is watching. We wouldn't hesitate to look for reasons to partner and collaborate and expand what it is that we're doing. And expansion means ending homelessness on the streets of Baltimore City. Now, what's the price tag can you put on that if you're talking about stabilizing? You know, again,
what all you need? You need medical.
We need the works.
You need school.
We need the money bag, Tina said.
Give us the formula, because the president is ready to make that check payable to your organization. Put all that information out there.
Again, we gotta position, and that's something we're at now, like positioning ourselves to know that God wants us to be that $1 million operating organization. He wants us to be that organization with the building that can do housing first all day.
That's right.
You know, the type of expectations that God has for the real care providers is to end street homelessness. Like, we cannot leave individuals on the streets. Right. Like, and I think the more we expose that and create and develop ways to empower individuals, because that's what we're doing now, really developing the curriculum to empower our interfaith community. It's biblical for us to empower each other with resources and equip each other with the things that's needed to get homeless individuals off the street. So I truly believe God is positioning us for the year of 2023 to be that organization to end street homelessness and get our sisters and brothers off these streets.
President, she getting ready to put the information out
there.
There it is, President. What's
President, www.helpbaltimoreshomeless.org. That is our website. You can look on there and see some of our admin team and see some individuals that are working with us. You know, we just went under the umbrella of Sister Bazemore today, really working with some services of ours. Like, you know, people are willing. They can visit. You can go to www.helpbaltimoreshomeless.org. And you can also reach us by phone, 410.
Right. What is it? The president write it down. He write it down.
410-365-5567. 5567. That's 410-365-5567. And we're also reachable on email, cflow32@gmail.com. Like, that's all the information.
Thank you,
to
President.
send $1 million check, the president.
Thank you, President.
The president got it?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get it from the president then.
And you know, Ms. Flowers, the reason why I see what you do. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't see what you do, but I do. I remember when it was cold as ice. We was riding around downtown giving blankets to people. And this homeless guy, what touched me, what I saw you did, is going to always stick in me. You woke this man up. He was laying on the ground, cold as the ice, and he ain't had nothing on. You woke him up, got him up, and he had spit up on. He was like spit up, and you got a towel. You wipe the spit up off, and you told him to get up, gave him money, and gave him a blanket and stuff, and told him to go get a cup of coffee. Remember that?
We got to meet them. We got to meet them where they are at, Larry, and right then and there. That's a brother laying in the street or sleeping in the street. Mm-hmm. That's one of God's children. We have to meet them where they're at. And sometimes, just like you, you know, you'll go and kick the heel of their feet. You're like, hey, you up?
I do.
You know, and especially in the wintertime, if there's anything we can encourage people to do, when you see homeless individuals sleeping around 8, 9, and 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, take that opportunity and maybe, you know, touch the bottom of their feet just to make sure they're still living, because hypothermia comes in so rapidly in the winter months. Like, we really got to pay a lot of attention to our homeless sisters and brothers sleeping around the streets. That's why we do have to now, you know, create. Before I see them sleeping all over the street, I'm going to go get some tents.
Now, you know,
I'm going to go give them a safe haven for something.
Tell them about when a homeless person died in the city of Baltimore, what would they do with the body?
They would, if it's a John Doe or, the body. You know, they got an anatomy board. They got a lot of things that they do. But one thing that we have practiced in the homeless community, if we know of the individual and is made aware, you know, we go after the, you know, Mayor's Office of Homeless Services to get the opportunity to bury that individual or to have a memorial, because the homeless community grieves too. They become friends and family and extended family to one another under these bridges and when they like that. So, you know, when we hear of something or death, we try to find out, you know, who is it? And the biggest part about our city is, you know, sometimes that becomes a fight, because this is like a well-kept secret in our city, the amount of homeless individuals that we lose in a year's time. You know, last year we was over 200 homeless individuals. Like, this is a number.
Over 200
this is a number. Yeah, this is not a number that's City, constantly broadcasted.
People don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's not constantly broadcasted.
It's not saying, you know, like 300 people got killed, right? So the 300 people was murdered in Baltimore City. Them 200 homeless people who died,
died from hypothermia,
that's not
other medical complications.
See, y'all don't know
a lot of our homeless people died because of hypothermia, other medical complications that they can't be taken care of outside in a tent. Like, it's so many reasons why we lose our homeless individuals that don't become the news or something that they broadcast.
Right. So, you know, it's getting ready to get cold. It's already cold. How can we just bring some blankets to your office?
Heaters, and tents.
What can we do? Where the
blankets,
office
heaters, and tents.
We need to fill
2524 North Charles Street, or you can reach out and call me, 410-365-5567. Blankets, tents, and heaters is items that, you know, we desperately need in the season.
We gotta pay some bills. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. And it goes a little something like this.
Welcome to the Larry Wallace. Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace show right here on Coyote Man Show Network, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire TV. You know, we had a great show. We just going to put Christine Flowers' information out there just in case y'all might want to, you know, help the homeless people.
Yeah, definitely Baltimore, surrounding counties, every other place. You know, www.helpbaltimoreshomeless.org. You can reach out 410-365-5567, and we look forward to equipping and being of services to you to help end homelessness, starting with the streets first.
And if you want to be a part of the show, call me up. My name is Larry Wallace. My phone number 443-839-8412. Good day.
All right now, Real Talk Baltimore.
Hosted by Larry Wallace on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. Let's take a walk with Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. With Larry Wallace. And it goes a little